At 3 a.m., the mansion was silent, the kind of silence that felt heavy and cold, echoing through empty halls built with wealth but forgotten by warmth. The millionaire, exhausted from another late-night business trip filled with deals and applause, pushed open the front door expecting darkness and luxury, waiting as usual. But instead, he froze when he saw a small light glowing from the kitchen and the smell of burnt eggs mixed with tears. There, barefoot on a stool too tall for her tiny body, his 12-year-old daughter was desperately cooking food for her little brother, her hands trembling, her eyes red from crying. The millionaire watched in disbelief, realizing that while he was conquering the world outside, something fragile and heartbreaking was happening inside his own home. If you believe in kindness, second chances, and that family matters more than success, please like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel Kind Hearts Corner. Your support helps us spread more emotional and inspiring stories. The sight burned into him. His daughter, Alina, still wearing her school uniform wrinkled from the day before, carefully scraped burnt bits off a pan, whispering apologies to her brother who sat at the table, half asleep and clutching his stomach. He had always assumed the maids handled everything, that the nanny he paid so generously took care of the children. He believed his money ensured comfort, but in that moment, he saw a reality money had blinded him to. The kitchen looked abandoned, the fridge almost empty, dishes piled in the sink, crumbs scattered across the counter. The staff had left hours ago, clocking out as always, unaware or uncaring about what happened afterward. The millionaire, used to fine dining in luxury hotels, could not imagine his children eating burnt eggs at dawn, let alone cooking them themselves. He stepped back into the shadows, ashamed to be seen. He watched as Alina plated the food, pushing half of her share toward her brother, telling him softly, with a shaky voice, that she wasn't hungry. But the way she clutched her stomach betrayed the truth. She was starving too. That night, he didn't enter the kitchen or reveal himself. Instead, he returned to his room, unable to sleep, his heart pounding with guilt and confusion. For the first time in years, the silence of his mansion felt suffocating. The following morning, he woke up earlier than usual, determined to study his children without them knowing. He noticed something he had never cared to see before. Alina didn't get ready for school. While her younger brother dressed, she quietly began cleaning, packing his bag, preparing breakfast, and braiding his hair. She looked older than her age, burdened with responsibilities she shouldn't have had. When the school van honked, she waved goodbye from the gate, then closed it and returned inside, shoulders slumped, exhaustion clear on her face. She wasn't skipping school to play or relax. She was skipping to care for her brother. His mind raced. Why didn't the nanny handle these things? Why wasn't anyone ensuring his daughter attended school? He confronted the staff later that day and discovered the horrifying truth. The nanny had resigned weeks ago, tired of working long hours with no supervision, feeling unappreciated. The housekeepers only followed their scheduled duties, leaving the children alone after evening. No one had informed him because they rarely saw him. He had become a ghost parent, present only in bank transfers and photographs displayed on the walls. The realization shattered him. He had dedicated his life to wealth after losing his wife years ago, believing financial security was the greatest gift he could offer his children. He thought providing a mansion, expensive clothes, and top schools was enough. But in chasing success, he had neglected the emotional needs of his children, leaving his daughter to sacrifice her childhood. Alina had become both sister and mother, cooking, cleaning, and ensuring her brother received care she herself was missing. Determined to understand more, he secretly followed her routine for a week. Every morning, she would make breakfast from whatever was available, bread ends, leftover rice, sometimes nothing at all. She would clean, wash laundry, iron uniforms, and help her brother with homework. When hunger struck, she drank water to fill her stomach. In the afternoons, she would sit by the window, watching schoolchildren walk home with backpacks and smiles, longing to join them but knowing she couldn't. Sometimes she cried silently, wiping tears quickly so her brother wouldn't see. One afternoon, while her brother napped, she sat at the table with her worn-out textbooks, trying to study on her own. Her grades had slipped. Teachers had sent letters home. But the millionaire, always away, never read them. She hid them, fearing he would be angry or disappointed. Her dream of becoming a doctor felt distant now, Buried under responsibilities, the millionaire's heart broke. He felt like a stranger in his own children's lives. He realized that money had created walls instead of support. He had used work as an escape from grief, burying himself in business after losing his wife, convincing himself he was doing the right thing. Meanwhile, his daughter was losing her childhood, her education, and her dreams. Unable to bear it any longer, one night, he entered the kitchen as she cooked again, exhausted and pale. She looked up, startled, expecting scolding or punishment. But instead, he gently took the spatula from her trembling hand. For the first time in years, he cooked for his children. That night, they ate together at the table, the millionaire fighting back tears as he watched them smile timidly, unsure of how to respond to this sudden change. From that moment, everything shifted. He rearranged his business priorities, assigning trusted managers to handle operations. He hired a responsible, caring full-time caregiver, ensuring the children were never left alone. He personally drove Alina to school the next day, holding her hand as they walked in. Her classmates stared, teachers whispered, but he didn't care. He met with the principal, apologizing sincerely, promising to support her education fully. But the transformation wasn't just about logistics. He began spending time truly connecting with his children. They cooked together, played board games, shared stories about their day. Slowly, the house filled with laughter again, replacing the cold, lifeless silence. Alina blossomed. With support, she returned to school, her confidence returning. She no longer had to worry about food or chores. She could finally dream again. Her grades improved rapidly, teachers impressed by her determination and intelligence. Her brother grew happier too, no longer fearful or hungry, enjoying the love and presence of a father who had once been absent. Still, guilt lingered in the millionaire's heart. One evening, he sat watching Alina study, her hair tied back, eyes focused, glowing with hope. He realized how close he had come to losing her emotionally, how easily a child's spirit could be crushed by neglect disguised as privilege. His wealth had meant nothing without love, attention, and presence. As months passed, the mansion transformed into a home filled with warmth. The millionaire learned to value the small moments, late-night conversations, shared meals, bedtime stories. His success no longer felt meaningful unless it served his family. If this story touched your heart, please like, comment, share, and subscribe to Kind Hearts Corner. Your engagement helps us reach more people with messages that remind us of the power of love, family, and second chances. Before we end, please leave a special comment. Family comes first. The millionaire never forgot that night at 3 a.m. when he found his daughter cooking in desperation. It became the turning point not only for his children, but for his soul. He had built an empire, but now he built something far more valuable, a family connected by love, understanding, and presence. And from that moment on, he promised himself that no amount of wealth would ever steal him away from them again.